Administrative capabilities inside of CIP give you the option to build rules for both the description field and the part type field. So what this means is, let's take a look at a part. So we can see in this part, the description field has a string with comma delimiters. This part has a description string separated by comma as the delimiter. And we can see how this description string has been constructed. So with building rules, you have the capability of altering this. There is a default rule that comes with CIP when it's installed. You could come in and edit this if you wanted to rearrange this or if you wanted to construct a different string. The other one that we can look at is the part type field. Now this determines where in the structure of the database this particular part will reside. And this also helps us when we're searching. All right, so let's take a look at the building rules. And this is in the administrative menu. And I can see in the administrative build rules, I have access to the part type and description rule for each table. For example, let's take a look at the description rule for the capacitors table, and I'm just going to select edit. And when you see how this rule gets built, you can apply or limit this to the table. You can apply this to either the description or part type. In this case, it's description. Here I can set my block delimiter, and I can also decide what type of block I want this to be. And as we can see from the output values, how this string is actually going to appear when we populate this with data, when we build this rule automatically. And I'm going to show you that very shortly. But this is telling CIP that if this particular field contains data, we want the value from the field to appear in the output string. And that field information would be the dielectric type. If there is no dielectric type here, then we want there to just appear 2 dashes. And so you can go down this rule and you can see how this rule has been built. So it's dielectric type followed by package, followed by the value, followed by the tolerance, rated voltage, and package size. Okay, this is the description field. Let's take a look at the part type field for capacitors. Once again, the part type determines where in the database structure this particular part will reside. So I can also see that we've set this up with a table field to apply to with a block delimiter of a backslash. And I can also see that the first one is going to be the dielectric type, followed by package type and then package size. So this is really going to control the subcategories that are existing underneath my capacitors table. And I'm also going to show you how this appears when you're looking in also CIS Explorer as well as CIP. So let's go back now and see how this appears when we're looking at a capacitor. So I can see the description string that's getting built here, and also the part type. Now the way that you actually build one of these, either or, is let me go into a part for an example. If you have editing capabilities and you have the permissions to develop part type and description, you will have access to do this when you go into the edit mode for any part that you're working on. As we can see, this particular part has no description yet, and it does not have an assigned part type. So in the edit mode, what happens is these fields become available for me to enter data. But also, because I've set a rule for my description field, I can automatically build this. The way that this acts is it will extract the data from other existing fields in the format that I have decided that I want it to appear. So if I can go ahead and select my auto build, and my string will automatically appear in the format that I have ordered it to do so. The same thing with my part type. Right now my part type is unassigned, and I can automatically build my part type. This gives you the ability to create very consistent description string and part types, which are essential for searching. the way that this appears in CIS Explorer is, of course, this is my part type field. I can see the subcategory where this part resides within the database structure, and I can also see the description string that applies to this particular part. And of course, here's my other database structure. I can see the table. I can see the subcategories or part types that have been created in order to house this particular part.